What is going on, everyone? This is your host with the most, Philly Jim, coming at you with another video. And the NFL season is right around the corner. In fact, the NFL season is exactly 7 days from today. The Green Bay Packers will renew a storied rivalry with the Chicago Bears as the NFL season is approaching its 100th anniversary this year. I'm very excited for the season. Of course, I'm excited for the Philadelphia Eagles. We all know about all the great moves we saw this team do during the offseason. We saw Deshaun Jackson come back, signing Malik Jackson, bringing him to this defensive line, put him beside Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan coming back. A lot of good things for these birds. Carson Wentz being 100%, but we'll get to that in a minute. I will be giving you guys my predictions. I looked at each and every schedule for each and every team, and this is what I came up with. So we're going to take it from the top. We're going to start with the AFC North. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the division with a 10-6 record. They will be the 4th seed in the AFC, followed by the Baltimore Ravens at 9-7. Cleveland Browns 9-7. I do not have the Cleveland Browns making the playoffs. It's not just about, first of all, it's about the schedule. They play a lot of good teams this year. Second of all, I've never bought the hype with the Cleveland Browns. I understand the Browns, they trade for Odell Beckham Jr. I understand the Browns have Jarvis Landry. I understand they have David Njoku. I understand Nick Chubb is a beast. I understand they signed Kareem Hunt and they will get him after he serves his 8-game suspension. I understand these things. But I don't buy the hype. And the reason I don't buy the hype is there's too much immaturity in this team. I don't think there's an undoubted leader in that locker room. That includes Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is very, very, very immature. The guy points at Hugh Jackson on the sideline when he throws a touchdown pass. The guy just talks too much shit. He runs his mouth too much for someone who hasn't proven anything yet. Baker Mayfield has not proven anything yet. Baker Mayfield needs to show he can lead a team for a whole season. He hasn't done that. He came in. We can talk about whether or not he should have been the starter day one because Tyrod Taylor was really bad, but that's another thing. Baker is being put on this pedestal that he's the next gift. He's God's gift to the NFL or whatever the hell he is. And then you got Odell Beckham Jr., you got Jarvis Landry. There's a lot of personalities there. And if something goes haywire, you got a rookie head coach, how are you going to handle that? I just don't think they can handle it. And I have the Cincinnati Bengals coming in at 1-15. That is a little crazy, but I looked at the schedule. I don't have them winning a lot of games. AJ Green's hurt. Andy Dalton, I do not believe in Andy Dalton. They got a first-year head coach coming over from the Los Angeles Rams. He's got his work cut out for him, but maybe I'll be wrong about that. But for now, I have the Bengals going 1-15. Okay, let's go to the AFC South. I have the Houston Texans winning the division. As we know, there was some big news this week of the AFC South, Andrew Luck retiring, and that changes everything. I had the Indianapolis Colts winning the division before, but now I have them at 7-9. I just don't think Jacoby Brissett is going to be able to do enough for that Indianapolis Colts team. He's not bad. He doesn't suck, but he just doesn't have enough to put this team in a position to contend for a Super Bowl or even contend for a playoff spot. I have the Colts going 7-9, but we wish Andrew Luck the best. Hopefully, he comes back in a year or so after he gets fully healthy. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming in at 10-6. Nick Foles. I like what their defense has done. Nick Foles, as long as Leonard Fournette stays healthy. They drafted Raquel Armstead out of Temple. So, if he has a running game and he doesn't screw everything up, as long as he doesn't throw a bunch of interceptions, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have a chance to make the playoffs as a wild card or even win their division. It's going to be a tight race, but I have the Jacksonville Jaguars as of right now. I have them going 10-6 and missing the playoffs. And as a matter of fact, I have quite a few teams going 10-6 and missing the playoffs. But yeah, I have the Tennessee Titans going 3-13, and I have Deshaun Watson leading the Houston Texans to another AFC South title. AFC East, this is just a foregone conclusion, but this is going to be pretty interesting. I have the Dolphins going 4-12. I have the Bills going 6-10. I have the New York Jets going 10-6 and getting a wild card spot in the AFC, and I have the New England Patriots as the number 1 seed at 11-5. I think the Patriots are going to be fine without Gronk until this team shows us that they're not going to win anymore. They're going to continue to win. Tom Brady, I still believe, even though he's kind of declining, I do believe he is declining in his game, but it just doesn't seem to matter. Even when he's declining, the team around him just finds a way to win these games. But the New York Jets, I like what the New York Jets kind of did this offseason. They got Joe Douglas as their general manager, so we'll see what he's able to, kind of moves he's going to do. Is he going to make any trades or anything? I don't know. But bringing in Le'Veon Bell is a perfect security blanket for a young quarterback like Sam Darnold. Robbie Anderson from Temple. I'm talking about all my Temple guys today. Robbie Anderson, he's a deep threat. They got a team. They got a team around Sam Darnold. They lost their starting linebacker for the season. That sucks. Maybe they'll make a move at some point and get a replacement for him, at least like put a Band-Aid on it. But yeah, I really like this New York Jets team. I think they don't have as much noise around them as the Cleveland Browns do. But I still think Sam Darnold, if he's able to take that next step into his next season, then the Jets are really going to have a chance. And in the AFC West, I have Kansas City repeating as the AFC West champs. 5 seed, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. And then I have the Oakland Raiders going 7-9, and I have the Denver Broncos going 8-8. So for the AFC, it's going to be New England. Then it's going to be who's the 2 seed will be Houston, New England, Houston, Kansas City, followed by Pittsburgh, followed by Chargers, followed by the Jets. And those are your AFC playoff teams. So let's get to the meat. Let's get to the conference that people are actually interested about, and that's the NFC. The NFC is going to be loaded this year. It's going to be a tight race to the end. But we're going to go ahead and start with the NFC North. I have the Lions going 8-8. I have the Minnesota Vikings going 8-8. I have the Chicago Bears going 9-7. And I have the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur coming over. A lot of first-year head coaches I'm talking about in this video. But Matt LaFleur coming over from the Tennessee Titans, working with Aaron Rodgers. I think this year, Aaron Rodgers reminds the NFL that he's Aaron fucking Rodgers. And he's going to lead this team to the playoffs. He's going to take them to their division title. There's going to be a home game in Lambeau Field. And Green Bay is going to be dangerous. Teams are not going to want to play Aaron Rodgers in the postseason. So, they got a good team around them, too. I think the defense has improved. Fortunately, they let go of Mike Daniels. I don't understand why they did that. Bringing in Adrian Amos from the Chicago Bears. Drafted the Michigan defensive end. Can't think of his name right now, but I think he has potential to be a really good player for them. Rashawn Gary is his name. Just came to me. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams is a really good receiver. This Green Bay Packers team is not as bad as people think they are. Going on to the NFC South, I have the Atlanta Falcons winning the division. I have them going 12-4, really bouncing back. Then I have the Saints as a 5 seed, 11-5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 6-10. And Carolina Panthers will go 5-11 this season. Now, Atlanta, Matt Ryan, he has really, really put up good numbers throughout the years. If the Falcons would have actually had a winning record, he would have been an MVP candidate the way he was playing. He was really good if you had him in fantasy. But Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Mohamed Sanu, they have Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman can stay healthy. They'll have somewhat of a running game. Can they just protect Matt Ryan? If they're able to do that, Falcons are really going to have a chance. Their defense is underrated too. They have guys like Vic Beasley who can get after the quarterback. They got guys like what's the other guy's name? Deion Jones. He's really underrated linebacker. I really like the way he plays. But yeah, and I actually have the Falcons as the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's how important these conference games are going to be. Now, going on to the NFC East, we all want to know about the NFC East. I have the Philadelphia Eagles winning the division. I have us going 12-4, going 4-2 in the division. I have the Dallas Cowboys as a 6 seed. I have them going 10-6. I don't know, though. It's very, 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 very dependent on whether or not Ezekiel Elliott is able to come back. Is he going to report? Are they going to give him that deal? Because if they don't and they have to put the ball in the hands of a rookie running back, Tony Pollard, it's not going to end very well for him. You can't just say, oh, well, Ezekiel Elliott's like DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray was an average running back, so they put Darren McFadden behind that very same offensive line that DeMarco Murray ran for 1,800 yards behind. Excuse me. And just think they're going to get the same production. It's not going to happen. You think Ezekiel Elliott, since he's come into the NFL since 2016, he's led the NFL in rushing yards. And this guy he had a 6-game suspension. That's how good this guy is. And you cannot just replace that production. He is the focal point of the Dallas Cowboys offense. He takes all the pressure off of Dak Prescott. He takes all the pressure off of Amari Cooper. If you take him away from that team, it is not going to end well. But just for the sake of these predictions, I'm going to assume at some point Jerry Jones realizes the error of his ways and he comes to an agreement with Ezekiel Elliott, and the Dallas Cowboys get their bell cow back. But yeah, I have them going 10-6. They will be the 6th seed. The Philadelphia Eagles will be the 3 seed. And the reason why I have us as a 3 seed is because these conference games, man, I just think early in the season, it's tough to go into Atlanta. It's going to be really tough. Hopefully we can find that way to win that game, because if we find a way to win that game, then that would put us as the number 1 seed. I'm just telling you guys right now. Games against Green Bay, games against Minnesota, Atlanta, Seattle, all these teams that we're going to be playing against within the conference, it's going to be crucial every game. Because it could be the difference between it being the 3 seed and being the 1 seed. So that's the difference between having a first-round bye. So that's it for the NFC East. I also have the battle of the basement between Washington and the New York Giants. Both teams going 5-11. But yeah, I think Saquon can carry them to 5 wins, though. So still draft Saquon in fantasy leagues. Los Angeles Rams, I have them going 12-4. Then I have the 49ers going 10-6. I have the Seattle Seahawks going 9-7. And I have the Arizona Cardinals going 3-13. I really think this is a big year for Jimmy Garoppolo. Can Jimmy Garoppolo stay healthy? He has a good team around him. He has weapons around him now. He has a defense. The 49ers really have a good roster if they can not have all their guys get injured, which has pretty much been the case for them last couple of years. But even if Jimmy G goes down, I really was impressed with what I saw from Nick Mullins. I think Nick Mullins could step in and really put the heat on Jimmy Garoppolo. But I still, even at 10-6, I don't have them making the playoffs. So here's the playoff seeding for the NFC. I have the Atlanta Falcons as the 1 seed, the Los Angeles Rams as a 2 seed, Philadelphia Eagles as a 3 seed, and I have the Green Bay Packers as the 4 seed. I have who is the 5 seed? New Orleans Saints as the 5 seed, 11-5. And I have Dallas Cowboys as the 6 seed. So if that were to work out, then the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys would play 3 times. The Dallas Cowboys would come to Philadelphia in the wild card round. That would be insane. But, yeah, guys, these are my predictions for the NFL season. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Leave your predictions in the comment section below. Also, last night I was on with Joey Shake 72 and Desert Eagle 90 talking about the Birds. We will be back next week on Joey's channel to talk about this matchup between the Washington Redskins. So make sure you guys are there. As always, guys, this is your host with the most, Philly Jim. I am getting on out of here. You guys have a good rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and go Birds.